I mean, what a performance from the French today. Let's go through the results and then we'll go one by one. Tunisia 0, Australia 1, Poland 2, Lewandowski gets his goal, Saudi Arabia 0, France 2, Denmark 1, although the Danes did make it spicy, tying it after Mbappe had his first. Let's talk about Kylian Mbappe. No Karim Benzema, no problem. We know there's some Ballon d'Ors in the future for Kylian Mbappe, but Oliver Platt, I mean, this kid continues to show us that he is one of, if not the best in the world already.
Well, I think he is the best in the world, and I know that's a bit of a strange thing to say after we've just watched what Messi's done. But yeah. I love Messi. I think he's the greatest of all time, in my opinion. But right now at this tournament, the best player is Kylian Mbappe. He's the one guy I think in the world, along with Haaland, who obviously unfortunately isn't here at this World Cup, where you just look at them and if they get a bit of space, if they get in a decent situation on the pitch, I'm just not sure there's anything anyone can do about it in terms of your ability to stop him hurting you. So he was special again today. This French team is going to be really interesting to follow. They've got over that initial hurdle of not completely collapsing as reigning champions. Now I think we find out, can they continue to play like this with what I think is quite an attacking setup as far as Didier Deschamps is concerned, or do they revert a little bit to what we saw in 2018 where they were much more cautious, add the extra midfielder in there and shut it down a little bit going into the knockout stage? It'll be interesting to see. I've loved Griezmann personally in that midfield role, or playing like between an 8 and a 10 is something completely different for him, and I think he's been outstanding. So I'd love to see them continue just like that, but I suspect they might get a little bit more pragmatic in the knockout stage.
Gareth, your thoughts on the French?
Well, Mbappe, yes, he's the best player in the world. That combination of speed and skill, like the goals he's scoring already, it's just absolutely fantastic. Congratulations to France. The curse of the reigning champions is over. Italy, the 2006 winner, dumped out of the group in 2010. Spain, 2010, 2014, didn't get out of the group. Germany, 2014, 2018. So finally, that bizarre random jinx has been broken. Mbappe, Griezmann, and Dembele. These three players are unplayable right now, the way that this team is structured. Their center back position is wonderful as well. My only question about France is when it comes to the knockout round football, and Ollie and Jordan, I think we've said this about other teams as well. Can you play Griezmann in that role when you're going to be playing in games where you're going to be conceding a little bit more possession, playing against more dangerous players than they have right now? Like that game today was played in the sand, the desert at times. It was so slow. Like it wasn't quick, other than when Dembele and Mbappe got on the ball. You're like, whoa, hey, we actually have a game. I still think they need that third midfielder, and that was their key to success in 2018. Pogba, Conte, and Matuidi. They just simply outran teams in the middle of the park. Tchouameni and Rabiot, who's the third? Can it be Griezmann? I'm not quite sure about that. There might need to be a tinker or a change to that team.
Jordan, a word on Mbappe?
Only Pele, by the age of 24, scored 7 goals in the World Cup. This is where Mbappe is at right now, at 23, with games still to be played at the World Cup. Simply magnificent. For me to step up again and again for your country and club, and just be a guy that how I describe the best is any team in the world would take and use and pick Mbappe right now to play for them. Like the way his movement,
first player picked.
The way he gets it to the box. Pardon?
He's the first player picked.
Number one pick in the world draft.
Him 1, Haaland 2. Who's 3 and 4?
Yeah. Best player. For me, it's just we're looking at a guy where we have potentially 4 more World Cups to see, 3 World Cups if he stays healthy. Like it's just remarkable. My question about France is we've talked about it. The boys have talked about it on the show. Is just what do they look like when they're pressed, specifically in the midfield? What does it look like when a team is a bit more physical with them? Today, I agree. It was a bit of a snooze fest. I was expecting a lot more from Denmark.
Playing for a draw. Draw would have suited
to come out, and you're just playing safe. But what happens when it's a knockout game and a team is coming and ready with gloves on, ready to box? Go ahead, Ollie.
Sorry, I just wanted to add a quick stat I forgot to say. I heard the commentator said it on the broadcast. He said, I can't remember if this was the first or second goal, so he may have overtaken him now, but he said Mbappe is drawn level with Zidane in 7th for French all-time top scorers, just ahead of Papin and Fontaine. Like, imagine that being your 7, 8, 9, 10. And
Henry.
Mbappe. Henri's first, right?
Sorry,
with Giroud.
sorry, he tied Henri for
This is
7.
7 and 8 is Mbappe, Zidane, Papin, and Fontaine. Like, incredible.
One more
Nuts.
wild
It's
stat
23.
before we check in with KJ. That was the first time France had beat Denmark in a World Cup since 1998. The 4 matches in between: Denmark 2, France 0 in 2002, a 0-0 draw in Moscow in 2018, 2022, Denmark 2.
First
France
time they
1.
beat them this year, Adam. Denmark beat them twice this year already.
It's unbelievable. You're exactly right. What a performance for the French. And yes, Wheels, the curse is broken.